Okay, Yoki Doki, another Stargods vlog. I'm indoors because I'm hiding from the mad squirrel outside. No, actually, it's raining outside. It's absolutely pouring rain. Um, this has been going on for a number of years. I think this is what's being done is they're hijacking with the use of HARP the moisture fronts from California up to Canada here, and I think that's why we're getting like an unbelievable amount of rain. So, anyways, I want to talk about like what we think we know. Everybody's out there; they think they know everything. Oh, and by the way, I'm tired. I'm very tired. The weather is like, kind of drains you. So it's not because I've been drinking and doing drugs. Okay, I've heard all that from adult children out there. So try and zip it. So, anyways, you got a lot of people out there that know it all. They know it all because they've read this and they've read that, and you can't argue with them. They just know it all, but they know nothing because all our reality is based on observation, research, uh, experiments, and all that, which is all fabricated. Why is it fabricated? Because it's all profit motivated. So they'll have something that they'll research, and they'll get grant money to research to find something about cancer or something. But then it comes up, this information comes up, which is the truth, is valuable, but it's shoved aside because that's not going to make us money, pal. Do you dig? Uh, so what they do is they favor the research that's going to put money into their pockets, like cancer is not curable. We've researched it. We know it. It's science. Don't you dare argue with those guys in the white coats because they are gods and you are just piles of shite under their shoes. They've gone to school. They have studied hard. They know what they're talking about. You see the kind of crap you got to go through? Uh, it just piles up so fast you need wings to stay above all this BS. So what happens is we ignore a lot of truthful information, and our society is built upon lie after lie after lie because it's all profit motivated, and it's agenda motivated too. If you want to get an agenda going, you turn it into a profit motivated experience. People will go along. All the greed, all the archons and the devils and the demons will go for it. And that's how you get control over evil in this world. You take all these sick people and you direct them to where the money is. And at the same time, they're choosing all the fake research to build up for their profits. The dark kingdom uses to promote agendas, their false reality agendas. Anyways, what happens is it's all fake. So everything you think you know, is all based on fake research, uh, absolutely fraudulent research. And if you get these results, well, then you get grants. You get uh, big, big cash flow through grants. But if you discover that no, what this is wrong, what you want to hear is wrong, then you'll be shut down. You'll be disclaimed. Articles will appear in science magazines or health magazines that you're a fraud, you're an embarrassment, and they will end your grants overnight. You'll be no more funding. If you're a professor, you will lose your respectability. You'll be cast out. I've seen this with cancer research over and over and over again. Cancer is a good illustration. These results show the truth, but we don't want that. We want them. We want these results because these results will make us money. We want the research that shows that cancer is incurable, that there's a cure just around the block, just around the corner. We're going to have a cure. So you give, and you give all you got until you bleed on that floor. Here's my wallet. Please take it. I beg you, take everything I got. Stop cancer. You know, it's made huge. It's made trillions of dollars, and people don't question it because people don't use their critical thinking anymore. Because if they got online and talked about how cancer is being manipulated for profit, well, you're a shill and you need to be dealt with. You need to be shut down. You need to shut your mouth. So it's hostile. There's all these adult children running around thinking they know everything and that they're the last word on everything, and they know nothing because our whole reality is based on a foundation of false information. And right now I can hear people going, "You're full of it, you're a shill, blah, 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 blah." This is the thing. So the whole health industry is based on this too, and people don't seem to understand that. Profit motivated. I read, this herb does this and that and this. Where does that information come from? Deep research, science? I know. It comes from, I don't know, old wives' tales or something. I've never, my health ain't the greatest in the world, so about 99% of all the herbs I've taken for different various things don't work. They just simply don't work. And I've wasted, thousands of dollars on these things that, I took it and I was walking on water that very night. I went out on the ocean under the moonlight and there I was. I stand by this. Well, people forget there's the placebo effect, the mind over matter effect, that if you believe something is going to cure you, it will cure you. This has been demonstrated positively. So, I'm not knocking the health industry, but, I have problems with even vitamins because I looked at vitamins one time and, a lot of fakery going on. I mean, do we really need vitamins? I mean, we get enough. Minimal amounts of vitamins and minerals is all we need, all the body needs, because it's now being discovered how toxic these vitamins are in higher doses. But we're not still, like vitamin D now is supposed to be toxic, which makes perfect sense because your skin, when the sun hits your skin, it produces vitamin D. But then your skin starts to turn brown because you're having a tan. Well, that's your body's way of putting an end to the source of vitamin D because you're getting too much vitamin D. And now they discovered that too much vitamin D is very, very toxic. So your skin in nature, naturally, you have to go by what you see and observe yourself. Your skin naturally goes brown to block out the sun rays, so you get less vitamin D. So you have to question everything, but nobody critically thinks. They go by what people say. Well, if that person said it and that person's wearing a white jacket, they know what they're talking about, and you get it shoved down your throat. NASA does this all the time with physics. They tell us all about physics and all about this, which is all crap. It is all crap. The laws of physics are broken every day. The rings of Saturn break the laws of physics. But you don't hear about that because it's the law of physics. Thou shalt not question thy God. Okay. Thou shalt not question the establishment that sits upon the throne. Oh, okay. We went to school. Well, you went out there just making money from your piddly little jobs. We went to school and we worked hard and we know it all. And don't you ever question us because we wear the white coats in this society. And you back off. I mean, it's a very hostile act when you think for yourselves. Anyways, I adhere to the principles of Gnostic Christianity, which states that if somebody tells you something, don't believe it. Uh, because the archons are out there passing themselves off as rulers and telling us reality that doesn't exist, fabricated, spin doctored reality. You can find that with all the churches, how they spin the Bible in so many ways. Uh, but the Gnostics always taught to question everything, to never stop questioning, and really question those who are in some kind of position of power, authority, or influence, to really question them because they are basically a potential archon. Um, they taught go by experience, and a good example of this, you have to experience it for yourself. A good example of this is the flat Earth. Now, the flat Earth is a theory. Oh, it's just a theory. Well, so is the globe Earth. The globe Earth is just a theory. Please show me the one guy who's sprouted wings and went up there, a modern day Icarus who looked back at the Earth and saw it was round. I've never been up there. I don't know if it's round, and I'm not going to trust NASA to tell me. I'm not going to accept what NASA says because NASA is pure financial motivation. It's pure profit motivation. I've read $52 million a day. Right in the pocket. Oh, baby, I likes that. And they lie to us. They lie. All the Earth shots of the Earth, one was proven to be a Photoshop, faked, because they had cloned the clouds, duplicated the clouds. And there's a lot of things wrong with NASA. I saw one with the space shuttle, and I saw a man's face, a darkened man's face, moving in the background. And I went, oh, that's real. Giants in space. There are no giants in space. Now, and then everything they say tends to kind of fall apart. And they're doing that profit-motivated research too. Oh, water on Mars, or something, or we're looking for water and all this. And the atmosphere and the conditions of Mars, it's all bogus. It's all fakery. It's all truth and 3 cups and a full Monty. It's just like, okay, where's the truth? No, I'm sorry, you're wrong. So what it is all our knowledge. We have knowledge now. We don't have wisdom. Wisdom is a bad word. Critical thinking is a bad word. Now, getting back to the flat Earth, I rely on my own experience. And my own experience is when I get up in the morning, the world feels flat. And it looks flat to me, and it feels flat. So I'm not going to trust some guy in a white coat who's paid by the government or whatever, who has huge funding, to tell me, no, the Earth is moving at 1,000 miles. 1,000 miles. I mean, 1,000 miles an hour. I mean, that's ridiculous because I can go out there and I can feel stationary, totally stationary. So I don't think the world. Every fiber of my body is telling me the Earth is not moving. The Earth is not moving. And this is, and so I go by my own experience. And this is why they're bringing up the world is an illusion. The world is a hologram thing now. It's because they don't want us. I'm sure this is the agenda. I'm sure they do not want us to rely on our senses. They want to muddy the water. It can be true. This world can be holographic, but they're weaponizing. They're taking the information and they're weaponizing it against us for their own agenda. They're totally weaponizing it. They're just, so they're getting us to a point where we can't even trust what we feel and what we think and what is inside, because it's all an illusion. Remember, well, the Gnostics believed that this reality is an illusion. It doesn't exist. It only exists in the head. But they still went by personal experience. They just didn't believe in God. They had to experience God. They didn't go to church and just listen to what people said about God and taught about God. They experienced God for themselves. So you have to go by your own experience. Even though the world is an illusion, according to the ancients, the Gnostics represented a lot of ancient knowledge, and they all these the Egyptians and the Babylonians and all of them felt that this is an illusion. So what they're doing is they're spin doctoring that and using it against us. Like, oh, don't question like institutions. Don't question them. Don't go by your feelings, your gut feelings. No, no, no. Go by what we tell you. What we tell you. We're educated people. We went to school. We're better than you. You are nothing. You cannot kiss our feet because you are not worthy. We went to school. Wow. You'll find a lot of these educated people like real egotists. I got educated. You're a moron. All you did was paint or something like that. So anyways, getting a little tongue-tied here. It's all about manipulation and control. So everything you see has been manipulated, profit motivated. NASA is profit motivated. And plus, now that they get everybody to work for their lies, to promote their lies through profit motivation, now they have the agenda that the aliens are real, they're hostile, and they're coming. Because this is the big plan. This is the big fake plan that they have for a fake UFO invasion. Because they're coming. We've been taught that since 1947 with Roswell. They spin doctored it. They spun it into all these lies for an agenda. And this is what they do with churches. They spin doctor the Bible. How many churches are there? None of them can agree. There's thousands and thousands of churches, and every one of them thinks they're the only ones that have the truth, And the Bible is so spin doctored, it can be made to prove anything now. Because people don't critically think. They don't use their brain to ask questions because that's seen as contempt for society. Oh, we can't have that. We love society. We're politically correct. And what it does is just they're shutting our brains off. They don't want us to critically think. The greatest danger to the evil kingdom is a populace that actually think. It's the human dynamics that is a threat to them. Our creativity, our out-of-box thinking. We have to be controlled. We have to be boxed. We have to be, and this is what the institutions of lies does. It puts us in a box where we can only think what they tell us to think. Like the TV tells us, 99% believe that sugar is good for you. That pretty soon you're going to go, I guess sugar is good for you. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to buy more products with more sugar. New Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, 50% more sugar. Sounds silly, but they can change reality like that. They do it all the time. They control history. The last thing they want is a populace that knows who they are. We don't want that. So they erase the history. They get rid of the history. Everything is fabricated. Excuse me. Everything is fabricated. And it's all make-believe, and it's all profit-motivated results of so-called science. And science proves... Well, remember when the science proved that cigarettes were harmless? Remember that? Remember when the 7 executives stood up and said, I firmly believe cigarettes, tobacco, does not cause cancer, and based on our research. See what I mean? It's all profit motivated. We don't like that research because that's the truth and it doesn't make money and it jams up our agenda. We can't put agendas through if people know the truth. So here we have this. So what they do is, and they spin doctor everything, and they spin doctor and they use peer group pressure, and it's all a fabrication of reality. That's all it is. So that's all I have to say, and I'm going to go for another coffee, I think. Thank you very much.